Hollywood has completely halted as the first few full days of the SAG-AFTRA strike has begun, and it looks like the industry as a whole is facing major issues, but it looks like things could get even worse since this is the first time actors have joined writers on the picket line since 1960, and even large red carpet premieres like Oppenheimer were canceled due to it. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So starting off with this Guardian article, it says Hollywood grinds to a halt on first full day of joint actors and writers strikes. The first full day of a strike by SAG-AFTRA has an immediate effect on Hollywood, as the industry ground to a halt over a contract with producers that would cover such wide-ranging issues as compensation and the future of AI in film and television. Whereas the writers' strike, which has seen the guild's nearly 20,000 members out of work since early May, promptly shuttered late-night variety programs in writers' rooms and delayed release dates for many film and TV shows. A simultaneous strike by SAG-AFTRA's 160,000 members has the potential to bring Hollywood to a full standstill. Now, obviously, when we are talking about this, there is a wide variety of issues on why they are picketing, right? But I know that there are going to be a lot of people out there who don't really feel that bad, and there is a part of me that doesn't feel that bad either, because we are talking about a lot of people who really are kind of destroying the industry from the inside out. But at the same time, I think that we can all get behind that AI in film and television is not good. People do deserve to get paid. I think we can agree on the basic human issues that these people are facing, even though, of course, there's a lot of actors and writers who, again, are really destroying the industry from the inside out, which does suck, but at the same time, people deserve to get paid. We shouldn't see AI replacing real writers. It says, though, actors and writers began picketing outside of various studios and streaming service headquarters on Friday, 4 locations in New York and 8 more in LA, with such signs as "Logan Roy would pay us more, your poor Montana ranch, I'm trying to pay my rent, and ChatGPT can suck my knee." The strike, the first time since the actors have joined writers on the picket line since 1960, immediately ceased promotional work for several major summer films, which was already hindered by the absence of talk shows. It is kind of sad to see good movies get screwed over in the process. As you can see, the strike canceled the New York red carpet premiere of Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's biopic about the creator of the atomic bomb. This is one of the few movies that has come out recently that I have been genuinely so hopeful for. I really want it to succeed, and this is one of the few red carpet premieres I actually wanted to see images of online, and unfortunately it got completely canceled because of this. It says the cast, including Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, and Matt Damon, left the film's London premiere early when the strike was called. And keep in mind, it's not just movies that are coming out now that are affected by this. Also, Deadpool 3 had to completely pause filming due to the strike. I know that House of the Dragon also recently had to pause production. Rings of Power just missed the line because they said they were actually able to finish filming the second season before, the strike started, which honestly, that show should just be canceled completely. But yay, Rings of Power was finished. But yeah, Deadpool 3 was halted following the strike announcement, EW can confirm. The Marvel movie stopped filming just days after it unveiled its first look at Hugh Jackman wearing the classic yellow Wolverine suit alongside Ryan Reynolds as the Merc with the Mouth. This is a movie, again, a lot of people are excited for, that will most likely be delayed because we don't know how long this is going to go on for. And it's not just, shows and movies and content itself that is very hurt by this. With the double strike, Comic-Con now goes back to the basics. It says when San Diego Comic-Con launched in 1970, it was a niche convention for about 300 fans. In the decades that have followed, it has of course become a mandatory stop for the biggest franchises in Hollywood, from the universes of Marvel and DC to Game of Thrones and The Lord of the Rings. But after years of movies and TV taking center stage and propelling the event to new heights, 2023 will be the least star-packed Comic-Con in more than a decade. And I don't think it's going to just be SDCC. I think it's going to be all of these Comic-Cons that are going to be struggling for attendance this year. And this honestly could mark the end of Comic-Cons as we know it, right? Because again, as it says, it originally started with enjoying the content that was being released, comics and books and all of these different things. And in recent years, it has become basically a Hollywood style event, or at least a Hollywood level event, where you have stars of Marvel and DC and Game of Thrones going and doing panels and signing things and taking pictures with fans, which of course is great for the industry when you actually see actors interacting with their fans. But because we are going to see such few stars attending these this year, they might eventually go, yeah, you know what, it was never worth it to begin with. Or maybe they will, but it's definitely not good for Comic-Cons. It says this week, of course, SAG-AFTRA announced the actors will be joining the Writers Guild on the picket line. It says already most of Hollywood's majors, including Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, Universal, Netflix, and HBO, chose to sit out of Comic-Con this year due to prior strikes, uncertainty, and financial stress on studio travel budgets. With actors now confirmed to be out for the count, the convention's lineups take yet another hit, with a slew of previously announced panels now canceled, including Legendary, which was secretly planning to bring Dune Part 2. Also canceled was Wheel of Time, Jury Duty, Abbott Elementary, things that I don't generally care about, but I did want to hear about, Dune Part 2. I think most of us did, and this is the issue, is that this means that we are going to see, again, more possible delays, but also events like this dying. I mean, we can actively see them struggling to sell tickets at this point. It says this year also marks the first time since 2011 that at least one of the two biggest comic-to-film franchises, Marvel and DC, won't be holding court in the 6,500 capacity Hall H. This is obviously an unusual year, says the Comic-Con spokesperson, but that hasn't diminished the anticipation for Comic-Con, and I'm sure that they're still going to sell plenty of tickets. People are still going to go, and honestly, there might be people this year who haven't gone previously because of how, hectic it gets going. I'm gonna go this year. But it doesn't matter. It still means at the end of the day, they are losing out on a lot of ticket sales. They are losing out on a lot of interest that people would have to even set foot in this event. So yeah, I mean, right now, Comic-Cons are struggling. Movies are pausing filming, which will ultimately lead to most likely major delays. And overall, Hollywood is kind of imploding right now. Hollywood has definitely ground to a halt. We don't know how long this is going to go on. It could go on for days, could go on for weeks. We have no idea at this point, but even if it's only 2 days, it will still hurt Hollywood's bottom line and will affect major projects going forward. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.